Okay, let's get started. Welcome to our presentation today. We're very excited to have this new program shared with you guys and explain what it is, how it works, and how you, if you're a researcher yourself or if you're representing tech transfer office at your institution, how you can help your clinicians, researchers, faculty members, students to take advantage of that program that provides commercialization funding, and also, which is probably even more valuable for most, is guidance and mentoring and coaching. I'm Eugene Krenzel. I'm Chief Scientific Officer of XLerator Health and one of their PI team on this XLerator Network grant from NIGMS. I have with me today Jackie Wilmot, who is a contact PI on that grant and CEO at XLerator Health, and also Bob Saunders, who is also a member of the PI team and chairman of XLerator Health as well. If you have any questions as we go through the presentation, please feel free to put those in the chat, and we will have those answered at the end. And if you want to wait until the end, we'll give an opportunity to every one of you, if you want to speak up and talk to us and ask questions and comment in your own voice, if you prefer that way. So a few words about the program and its entrepreneurship development, regional entrepreneurship development program that is called I-RED, funded by National Institute of General Medical Sciences of NIH. And the primary aims are to build university-based biomedical researchers, clinicians, students, their entrepreneurial skills that are necessary to move their scientific and innovation to commercial products. Please, guys, please mute yourself. Thank you. And we would like to help you shorten the time it takes to get these technologies from bench to market. And below you see a photo of one of the teams that worked with us in the past and is now on their fourth, I believe, at least third SBIR, and moving their innovation to the market, their biomedical innovation. And those are former faculty members and students from one of the universities that is a part of their XLerator network. So here are various educational products that we're creating. Some of them have already been created. Some of them are being developed right now and are available for people who will be selected for that program. The eligibility criteria are that participants or applicants actually will need to be either faculty or clinicians or postdocs or students at one of their academic institutions within Southeast IDEA states, which is Arkansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Puerto Rico, South Carolina, and West Virginia. You need to have your technology disclosed to your tech transfer office. You would need to be working with them to protect their underlying IP. You need to be interested in learning process, how to apply for SBIR or STTR, and you are within a reasonable period, and that's kind of a vague term. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, of engaging to successfully commercialize your innovation. So the modules, the educational products that we're creating are listed on the left. It's hard to read, that small font, but the general categories are related to SBIR or STTR funding, angel and venture capital funding, protecting your IP, legal aspects of starting a business, working with your tech transfer office, and lean startup methodology that some of you may be already familiar with, and some of you probably not so much. So here are the stages where, and please don't take those definitions too literally. Those are not quite bright lines. Things depending on specific company your or specific innovation, your situation may be crossing between 1, 2, or more of those stages, but in general, take that into its entirety. So we're hoping to get a little bit more of our innovations a little bit beyond stage 0. So we would get a fighting chance of helping you move that innovation closer to the market while you're still within the program, or at least while that I-RED program as a whole still continues. So those are general definitions. We'll share those slides with you before, I'm sorry, after their presentation. Just send us your contacts and we will share those slides with you. We did not get a chance to do a registration thing because of getting permission to use, excuse me, this technology at the very last moment. It's a part of pre-conference workshop at Southeast IDEA Conference in Columbia, South Carolina. That pre-conference workshops are today, and the conference starts tomorrow. But we wanted to give an opportunity to people that are not at the conference to listen to this and get that information. We want to have that disseminated as widely as possible. So please send us your email contact and we'll share the slides, and there will be a link to a recorded presentation. So I-RED program is a virtual program. We are now finishing up all the prep work for cohort number 1 that was selected a couple of months ago, and we're getting approval from NIH to get that funding to them. Should be done within the next couple of weeks, and we'll start the actual first cohort. We're hoping that you would be interested in participating in the next one, and we'll talk about the timeline. And the program will be a virtual program that will meet weekly for 5 to 6 months as a group. It will be a reverse classroom style. You will get information to review, to learn, and then come to a session and ask questions. We're planning to do it on Fridays every week to have that type of a conversation. You'll have access to newly created and digitized commercialization content. It is, as I mentioned, some of it has already been developed and available for you, and some is being developed as we speak, with their aim to target specific participants that what they need to learn the most based on our cohort number 1, and we'll do the same thing for our cohort number 2 that you hopefully will be at least applying to be a part of. It will be cohort-based coaching and mentoring by people who are experts in various aspects of healthcare, biomedical innovation, technology commercialization, fundraising, both non-dilutive and dilutive, and so on. And as needed, there will be office hours available for more individualized support, one-on-one of you with people who you need help from the most. So the important part for everybody who is looking for this program, there will be funding associated with it. It will be up to $25,000 per recipient. It is not a typical research grant. It is not going to support work in the lab. It's to support your commercialization efforts. And it will be based on the milestones that will be created for each one, customized and in advance during the intake of your innovation into the program. Our team will work with you to determine what would be appropriate commercialization milestones for you specifically. And based on achieving those milestones, you will be rewarded with a portion of that funding at each of those steps. So the goal of that approach is to build and keep building momentum behind your commercialization activities and incentivize reaching those targeted milestones. So people who will be selected as participants in that program will work with our team to outline their commercialization goals and those milestones, as I mentioned. We would listen to what you think you need, but ultimately it will be decided in a joint effort between you, our experienced team, our external advisory committee, and other people that will be brought in to help with that determination. You will engage with those educational modules and tools that are interactive, and you will work with coaches and mentors who will help guide and support your progress along the way of this program throughout those months that you will be a part of it. You will also have access to our programs and services. We have our signature 10-week SBIR, STTR one-on-one coaching program. Quite a few faculty members from your institutions have gone through it. We just finished our cohort number 8. We'll soon start recruiting the cohort number 9. So we've learned a lot during that and honed our targeted efforts working with the researchers. We are running that program 3 times a year, targeting the alignment with NIH, SBIR, and STTR application cycles, which are January 5, April 5, September 5. But not everybody is applying to NIH. During each cohort, there are people who are better suited for NSF, SBIR, for example, or DoD, and we work with them individually to guide them how to deal with that particular agency. So some of the topics would be including, definitely not limited to, but will include your SBIR strategy development and execution, how to analyze funding space across different agencies, how you find out the competitors or similar companies that have recently been funded by NIH or NSF, how you differentiate your proposals from others. It's always good to see that others are funded in the same space, but you will need to be someone really different. It's not, also a RAND type of a proposal. There will be reviews of both omnibus and targeted funding announcements by multiple agencies, and we'll work with you on how to select and engage with the funding agency. Will help you to get in front of program directors at NSF and NIH well in advance of your submission, so you can have a conversation and get their guidance on what they would like to see and how you would best fit in their individual programs, because each institute within NIH runs their own program, essentially. We also have a very exciting tool called Executives on Roster, or XOR. And this is something that we are revamping right now. There will be a brand new platform launching in the fall of this year to help startups and executives that are interested in being a part of a startup see each other. It's essentially a dual-sided marketplace for startups that need executives and experts and advisors, and we will have a roster of those available for the matching, and it's personalized effort of matching of those startups to those advisors and executives. What we're doing right now, which is why it necessitated updating the platform, we're folding in that XOR platform, we're also folding our 200+ subject matter experts, and those will be very useful for your customer discovery process, and provide that voice of the customer guidance on what the pain point is that you will be best suited to address. So there will be also digests of those startups that are interested in looking for executives. It will be, or subject matter experts will have a digest of those startups sent via email to subject matter experts who will review those and connect with startups where they believe that they can add value. So you will have, as participant in I-RED, you will have a unique opportunity to get access to XOR that normally it is also a paid program that we would offer I-RED participants during the program without additional cost. So solicitation will be done online. Watch for it. It will be issued around December of this year. We were asked during our first round, as we were working out the kinks, we were asked by some of the universities to make sure that our second cohort will be recruited and information will be shared as early as possible. So we're now sharing that information to get you ready for the time the solicitation comes out. It will be issued in December. It will be promoted through NIH and also through participating institutions in our states. So talk with your tech transfer office, make sure that they're also watching for that space and how they will communicate and distribute it within your own institution. We're particularly encouraging women and minority candidates to apply. As always, we are very focused on improving the diversity and equity in innovation and commercialization support. We will have an online registration link to be provided in the solicitation. We will have it done through our website. There will be a click through on our website, which is XLeratorNetwork.com. We will share that on our last slide, the contacts. Be aware that you will need your institutional endorsement the same way as if you would be applying directly to NIH. So your award will be issued to your institution as a sub-award from our prime award from NIGMS. As I mentioned before, faculty, researchers, postdocs, clinicians, students will be eligible to apply, but with that institutional endorsement for sponsored programs. How will those winners be selected? So selection criteria focused very much on the commercialization potential of the proposed technology and the ability to create an impact. We have external advisory committee and our leadership team that will be working together on selecting the finalists. And those finalists will be invited to present over Zoom to the selection committee and answer some of the questions. Then as a result of that presentation, recommendations will be made by the chair of our external advisory committee, who is a vice president of a biomedical biotech company in Seattle, which is now being acquired by Pfizer as I think it's either the largest or one of top 2 largest acquisitions by Pfizer. So yay for him and his company. And ultimately, NIH and NIGMS will make the final decision on participation and funding. This grant that is a prime grant is a U grant, and U grants are different from R grants that the funding agency NIH plays a very important role in everything that we do. It's not just that they're providing us the funding and let us do all the work. They are participating very extensively in the efforts, and we're very grateful to them for it. So here is the timeline, and after we're done with this, I will get to chat and we'll go to look at the questions that are popping up. But here's the timeline that we expect. It may shift a little bit as we go through, depending on, for example, the time NIH will take to review their applications and approve them, depending on how many of additional questions that they might have that would be required to get answers and clarifications. But this is what we will be targeting. So we'll issue solicitation in December with a deadline on Friday, March 1. That will give you enough time to put together a compelling proposal. It's not very long. There will be certain sections that you will need to explain and answer specific questions that are required in each of the sections. And there will be a limit of number of words that you can have in each of those sections. Then there will be selection of the cohort participants by our selection committee, including external advisory committee and our leadership team. We will make funding recommendations in April and May of 2024 to NIGMS, and hopefully by end of May, we will get those things done to fully submitted to NIGMS. And during their June and July, while we're waiting for their approval, we will also work on further prioritization and tweaking educational modules as would be based on the cohort that we would have selected by then. And then from August through December of 2024, participants would engage in using those educational products, those tools, and working on a weekly basis as a cohort and on individual basis, one-on-ones as needed with experts. And the end of the program will have a pitch event in January 2025. So this is where we are, and here is their slide with the contacts, our website, and the contacts, Jackie and myself, and unfortunately Stephen Carruthers, who is the director of that program for the XLerator Network, is not available today to join us, but he will be a very important person in that interaction and work with all the work with the cohorts will be through Steve. So we would now go to Chad, but I want to make sure that NIGMS is being recognized for 2 grant awards, UT2 awards that have been very instrumental for us to be able to bring that program and work with you guys and others in bringing innovations to the market. Okay, so we got a few more questions here. Okay, we actually got information and the questions. Now it's time to ask questions, so please feel free to ask. And if you have any comments to what I just said, please share that with us. We got a wonderful group.
Let me make a comment if I can, which is for those of you who are from offices of technology transfer and for everybody else, please, if you know potential participants in the cohort, even if you are not a participant, please get the word out to folks who you think would be good, likely candidates to participate.
Excellent comment. Hamid, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hey, Eugene, 2 questions. First, these the funds and the program are only available for idea states. How about Michigan, Ohio? Can those states get involved as well or no?
No, this is specifically for idea states. Our program, our group is working on the Southeast idea states, which is, as I mentioned, Kentucky, West Virginia, South Carolina, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Puerto Rico. And each of the regions in the country that is a part of IDEA, there is Central, Northeast, and Western. They have their own programs very similar to that with other organizations running all of those. Okay, so the next one would be who?
Second,
Vanessa?
Second question. Sorry.
Oh.
Can I ask my second? Sorry.
Oh, sure.
Sorry. Second question. The 25,000 funds, can they be used for regulatory support in regards to applying for an IND or something like that with the FDA?
No, what it will be used to work with us and our mentors to learn how to do that, but you would not be able to use it to pay to a third party.
Okay, so you'll teach us how to do it.
Yes, we will teach that, and also NIH seed office provides that type of a guidance. One of the beauties of that funding is that it will be considered NIH lineage. And whenever you have NIH funding lineage, you can go to NIH seed office and get their guidance. They will not provide a consultant to specifically take your product through regulatory approval, but they will teach you how to do that. And that is one of the best things that we get access to that capacity available at NIH to do it for free for those who have NIH lineage funding. And that
I
is
agree. Perfect. Thank you. That's great. Thank you so much.
Vanessa.
Sure.
Vanessa.
Hi, yes, thank you. I am an entrepreneur, a registered nurse, a graduate of the University of Louisville. And what are some opportunities for me to meet the eligibility requirements?
You are no longer employed at the university, correct?
No, sir, I never have been.
Oh, you never have, but you were a student.
Yes, I'm a graduate of the University of Louisville.
Okay, fantastic. You will need to partner with someone who is a current clinician, faculty member, or student at University of Louisville, because their award will be administered through the university. And how people build their teams, that is up to each of those universities, but the award goes to the university. And they make that distribution within that route. So it will have to go through one of those academic institutions within the states that I have mentioned.
I'll make some contacts. Thank you.
Sure.
I have a question. May I ask a question, Eugene?
Of course.
I'm just curious if the folks that are sitting together in the room, are you all at the conference, or is that a conference room at a university?
Yeah, CEC. It's I think you are in South Carolina, right? You were in Columbia, South Carolina. Got it.
Awesome. We wish we could have been
awesome.
there to meet you all. If one of you are on your computer viewing this, if you could put in chat how many of you are in the room, that'd be great. And feel free to follow up with us. We'd love to be able to talk with you individually if you like as well.
Hello, I have it on my phone because the speakers in the room on the computer are not working well. So there's 6 of us in the room.
Okay, thank you so much. We see 3, but I guess
yeah, I know.
You're on the super.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, we have a question in the chat from Laura Hayes. How many individuals do you anticipate accepted into the cohort? Their anticipation is up to 10, but the exact number will be depending on their quality of their pool of the applicants.
Can I ask a question related to that?
Absolutely.
This would be your 9th pool?
No. We had 8 cohorts of SBIR support. This program is much larger than just SBIR, but it will include access to our SBIR program.
Thank you.
Yep. Chelsea, good question on F&A. We are asking the institutions to stick to 10% if they would be able to do that. To provide, since their amount of the grant is fairly small, to get most of the money going to the researchers so far we have not had any pushbacks, including your institution as well. People willing to do that. That's that limitation of F&A rate is a contribution of that institution to support their faculty members on their path to commercialization. We've had wonderful support from all the participant institutions so far, and everybody was willing to do that. Okay, any more questions?
Is anybody here from an HBCU? I'm just curious because we do have a parallel I-RED program in the mix for next year. I don't think so based on.
Eugene, I'll ask you another question.
Sure, Hamid.
The disbursement of funds, how long does it take upon receiving award?
It will be based on their schedule of those milestones. So it will be on achieving of a milestone. And each one will be individually customized. And there will be several tranches through which those award funds be distributed.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. It is unclear to me how developed the idea for the development should be when applying, fully developed and tested. Jackie, you want to talk about that?
Can someone talk out loud about the question a little bit more? Are you talking about the technology?
Tracy, could you please just talk to us?
Yes, I apologize. I'm sorry if it wasn't clear. I wanted to know how developed your proposal should be about the particular concept that you are creating or that you have created. Should it have been fully tested and proven concept, or should it be something that is thought pretty much through and you really want to get some knowledge about creating a marketing plan that could roll this out through a business venture?
Yeah, we're not really looking for idea stage, if that's what you mean by concept. If you're talking about something that's been in the lab for a while and you're working on it and the tech isn't fully developed, but you're close to getting ready to commercialize it, then that would be appropriate. We do have other programs that we can connect you with if you're pure, idea and in that stage to help you understand how to think through commercialization. Feel free to just ping me. My email's in the chat, and I'm happy. Did that answer your question?
Thank you.
Did it answer?
Yeah. And to chime into what Jackie just said, remember that this program is not for any work that still needs to be done in the lab. This is commercialization efforts, so their lab work will need to be either close to be enough. It's never finished, but close enough to get to starting commercialization, or done in parallel with our program and get to that stage while you're still in those few months. So it needs to be a little bit more advanced stage.
That's helpful. Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions, comments, suggestions?
In regards to intellectual property, would you like us to have an option or license in place prior to applying, or does that not matter?
Not necessarily prior to applying, but absolutely something that they will need to go through and make sure that it's all done, as we will teach as a part of that program how to do that, how to protect IP, how to interact with Tech Transfer Office, and how to do that optioning or licensing. We will provide that guidance as well. So if it has not been done, we will teach them how to do it. Okay, we have a question from room at the conference.
Hey, this is Alireza. I'm sorry, I missed the first part. Can you say again how much is the grant, and if a researcher comes at the door?
Hold on.
Doesn't matrix.
Sorry. I don't know why this is.
So mute yourself there and talk to the phone.
Yeah, 2 mics on at one time.
Yeah, 2 mics at the same time. Yep.
Okay. I'm sorry, I missed the first part. How much is the grant, and if a researcher comes at the door, can you walk me through the process? He has a research, for example, developed, and he's thinking about commercialization, but the path is not clear for the researcher himself. And what is the steps he would be going through the program to get from A to B, or at least get a clear understanding what's the next step in the commercialization process?
Yep. Yeah, the total amount of funding per the recipient would be up to $25,000, but keep in mind that none of that money can go for any kind of research. It will not go into your lab. It will not go for your materials or animal work or any kind of that type of thing. It will be purely for the effort to bring that to the markets, to commercialization on your work, for example, on getting your SBIR written, or doing your customer discovery, or things like that. I understand that you came a little bit late for the presentation, but we will be providing, send us your email, and we will provide you the slides so that all that information is available on the slides. We will send it to you, and that recording also will be eventually posted both on the conference website and on XLerator Network website.
It's important to know.
So follow-up question.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So that would be a product market fit process that the program helps the researcher with.
Exactly. That's what I was going to mention. I, the one slide that we had just had 5 modules, and Eugene mentioned those, but we have probably 15 high-level categories, and it's all around commercialization. Most of it, most of that work is getting product market fit. And so sizing your market, talking with customers, your go-to-market strategy, all that stuff, reimbursement, regulatory, all those things that go into commercializing a business and making sure that what you're building is something that customer wants and will pay for.
Oh, great. So that means the grant can be spent on travels and like the cost of that.
Some of those, if it's for customer discovery, yes, or going to a conference. Other things will be milestone based on achieving something, like creating your investor deck and working with us to do that, or doing your market analysis and having your TAM, SAM, SOM. So those things that are really important and are pillars relative to moving forward for understanding how to commercialize your technology are things that we'll be working with you to define those milestones.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, there was a question about email addresses. I just put it in chat. Please.
Yeah, it's in the chat. I put those in earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that, but people who join later may not see.
Yeah. You want me to put it back in again?
I just did.
Okay, gosh, goodness.
Yeah, I just did.
Gotcha.
Okay. Any other questions? Well, thank you so much for being here today. Please, if you have interest in this program, please provide us with your email address. I just put our contacts here, and we'll share the presentation. And also, if you're interested to hear more as solicitation is being developed, or any other additional information that will come out in the next weeks and months, we'll be very happy to share it with you.
And Anyaza, I think that's how I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce your name, but I love hearing the question from researchers and investigators at universities asking about product market fit. That's cool.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Jackie, you can stop recording.
Thank you.
Thank you.